Today is July the 7th. It's not July the 7th. It's July the 20th, 2016 is 12:34 in the afternoon. It is 76 degrees inside my cell. We have the AC on. The weather here in West Michigan is going to get hot. So last night I shut the house up and turned on the air conditioner. So I'm sitting here writing in my diary on the 20th of July. I'm on page 615. So yeah. So I'm sitting here reading Gregory the Great, More Reflections on the Book of Job. I'm on chapter 3 of the book of Job. I'm reading Gregory the Great's reflections on these verses. After this opened Job's his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, Let the day perish wherein I was born, in the night in which it was said, There is a man-child conceived. Let that day be darkness, let God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let the darkness and the shadow of death stain it, let a cloud dwell upon it, let the blackness of day terrify it. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it, let it not be joined into the days of the year, let it not come into the number of the months. No, lo, let that night be solitary, let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day who are ready to rise up in the morning. So I've been reading that on the book of Job and Gregory the Great, reading his reflections. I also got out to read the sermons on Job by John Calvin. This is a facsimile of a 1574 edition. It has the original printing of how it looked in 1574. It's a facsimile, so it's like a copy of the 1574 edition of Calvin's sermons on Job. So I've been reading that on these verses. I read Calvin this morning on his Job 3:1. After this, opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. So I read Calvin's sermons, which are very practical, very down to earth, a lot of godly wisdom. Calvin was a very godly, Christ-centered theologian and pastor, and can't go wrong reading John Calvin. So yeah, so I was reading, that's what I'm reading this morning, and now this afternoon, I started reading yesterday The Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. I mentioned that in my video yesterday. And I read last night The Art of Flight by Sergio Petolo, translated from the Spanish by George Henson. And I read The Wall Creeper, a novel by Neil Zink. And I got out last night to look at The Sleepwalkers by Herman Bloch. This was published in the 1945. I got this out because he mentions the book Sergio Petolo in The Art of Flight, which is his memoirs. He mentions him as being one of the great writers of the 20th century, along with Kafka, Joyce, and Musil. So I got that out. So that's what's going on this afternoon. I did write, yesterday I wrote a book review on The Wall Creepers that I plan to read in my video coming up. But I thought what I would do is just make a video in the early afternoon hours showing how I spend my mornings and devotions, reading the Bible and reading Stuff that will keep my mind sane in this world of the Republican convention, the war in Syria, the drownings off the coast of Italy, people fleeing Liberia. It's just the world full of sadness and tragedy. So I'm sitting here reading and writing and going through the day, and so I'm hoping you having a good day, and till next time, bye.